There we go.
We're good.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Morian, and I'm going to start off with 3 questions. So first of all, by show of hands, how many of you have lived within the United States? All right. How many of you are local nationals here? Okay. And how many of you are U.S. citizens but have never lived within the United States? Okay. So I relate to 2 of you. I'm within this 3rd category. I am a U.S. citizen, but I have never lived within the United States. Of course, you already know this is a personal, informational speech, so I'm going to give you a rundown of who I am as a person. I'm going to be doing this by breaking my speech down into 3 parts. My past in Turkey, my present here in Okinawa, and my future aspirations within the world. So, I was born May 16th, 2001 in Adana, Turkey. My birth was not the normal type of birth, regular type of birth where the doctor is carrying you out. I was like, it's a boy, it's a girl. That was not my case. My case was my mother suddenly pushed me out and the doctor had to catch me by my ankle. And he holds me up. He holds me up like I'm a trophy and says, it's a boy. And then shortly after, he realizes that, to him, he realizes that I am unresponsive. All in all, they found that I was just asleep. No matter what the doctors did, I was not responding to them. They later found out that it was just the drugs that my mother had for the pain just caused me to go to sleep. So as you can see, I'm not the normal type of person, and that carries on into my early childhood. There were multiple times where my parents would send me to the bathroom to, of course, go to the bathroom, and they'd always walk in and check on me to find me tears in my eyes with the toilet seat around my neck and the toilet top on my head like a hat. And every time my parents would ask me, why are you doing that? And I just say, I don't know. Thankfully, I got out of that toilet bowl phase by the time I got into elementary school. And by that time, it was time for me to transition from Turkey over here to Okinawa. I arrived here in Okinawa in August 2010, and as most people do in a new environment, I was quite introverted. That changed when I was invited into the handball choir at Emilia Earhart over on Kadena. In handball choir, I was introduced to music, and that's where I really found my love of music. During my whole career in elementary school, I delved myself into music. All my memories are about music and how to play handbells and how to do things as such. And that love of music really carried me into middle school. I joined the middle school beginning band with the aspiration of being the best trombonist within the school. And 3 years later, I did just that. I became the #1 trombonist within the middle school, mentoring and teaching 3 to 4 people every month or so on how to become a better musician. That leading and mentoring pushed me into more leadership roles as I got into high school, and I joined Air Force ROTC. Doing that, I went from, as all cadets do, going from cadet airman basic, and I worked my way up through those 4 years until I got to a cadet captain. So putting that into terms of numbers, I went from commanding 10 to 20 cadets to, by the time I graduated, commanding roughly or about 130 cadets at a time. And so my future, my original plan for the future was to go from Air Force ROTC and just go straight into the military. And that was debunked by my asthma. Air Force looked at my records and were like, oh, you got asthma? No, we don't want you. And so that caused me to go slightly near depression, but also caused me to relook at my life as a person. And so now I have my, backtrack. I have my future in the world. I see my future in the world now. And so I go by this purpose now. My purpose in the world is to lead and mentor others in whatever they want to do in life. And right now my goal is to use the Army as a stepping stone for that. Since Air Force disqualified me, I'm turning down the Army and see what they can offer me. And in conjunction with that, I'm going to be attaining a business management degree so I can talk to people on both a professional as well as a personal level. And so in conclusion, I would just want you to remember about myself. I strive for leadership to bring about change within the world. If not within the world, at least one person every day. I wake up every morning wanting to make a positive ripple effect in someone else's life. And so now I turn it on to you. I ask, what do you strive for? What is your calling? And what do you do every day for? Thank you. I can't breathe.
Man, so many things were covered. Handbells, a toilet bowl phase.
Oh, yes.
So many memorable things.
Oh, yes.